This is the story of a very mysterious incident in the USA that occurred on August 28, 2007. The story began when loud gunshots were heard outside a small building in a quaint town. People started to panic, but a brave man named Sean, who lived on the ground floor, got out of his flat holding a revolver. He went outside and saw that 4 people had been brutally beheaded and their heads had been placed near a dumpster. He rushed back to his flat and called the police. The police arrived and checked the CCTV footage. They saw a man casually walking on the street when 4 people dressed as clowns started approaching him in a suspicious manner. The clowns were carrying weapons like knives, a screwdriver, a pair of scissors, and a crowbar. The man instantly understood their motive, so he took a step back, drew his pistol, and shot them without hesitation. Various mysteries started to unfold from there. After he shot them, he brutally cut off their heads, placed them near the dumpster, picked up the bodies, and took them away. The police were confused by several things. From the moment he shot them until he took the bodies away, it took approximately 15 to 20 minutes. However, Sean claimed he went outside in less than 10 minutes. Why didn't he see the person? There was not a single drop of blood at the scene. He carried 4 bodies so easily, as if they had no weight at all. He suddenly vanished from the screen while still within the camera's range. The FBI took over the case. The story of the murder spread across the country and, well, there wasn't a single channel that wasn't talking about the man. Until that time, the FBI discovered his location. The mission was headed by Commander-in-Chief George Butler. George took 20 people with him to the location immediately. He reported being 100 meters away from the building when 2 out of their 5 cars stopped working. The people in those 2 cars that stopped working got down and placed barricades around the building so no one could enter or exit until the mission was over. Butler then took 15 people with him into the 10-story building. To their surprise, the first 9 floors were completely abandoned and empty. On the 9th floor, they found a nameplate reading Jack Brown. They broke down the door without hesitation. Inside, there was silence, and it felt like they had all been given a very powerful push. But they got up and searched everywhere. They saw a bowl of soup in the kitchen and 4 clown costumes. In the last room, which was the bedroom, they found a person lying on the bed. The person immediately confessed to being the murderer and confirmed that he was who they were looking for. There was no fear in his eyes. He said his name was Jack Brown. The police took him to jail. In the interrogation room, Jack told the police that the clowns were innocent people and had done nothing wrong. He had given them those weapons and they were coming to return the knife, crowbar, screwdriver and scissors. But he shot them to eat their meat. They were just jokers from a nearby circus. After hearing this, he was given the death sentence. Now let me explain the jail he was imprisoned in. It was a small island surrounded by water with the nearest land hundreds of kilometers away. There was no chance of escaping. Whoever was taken there never returned. There was a small tower where they took criminals for the death penalty. The world's deadliest criminals, kidnappers and serial killers were trapped there. The day of Jack's execution arrived and he was taken to the tower in chains. However, when they reached the inside of the tower, the policeman who was bringing him died of a heart attack and Jack vanished again. He was not found after that. 2 years later, something strange happened. A policeman guarding the borders smelled something strange, like something burning. He called for backup, and when they investigated, they found a cave. Inside the cave, they saw weird dolls and a fire burning in the center. They couldn't understand what it meant, so someone suggested calling Ghostbusters. When the Ghostbusters arrived, they investigated and advised the police to stay away from that place because black magic had been performed there. The police were shocked, and the Ghostbusters continued their research. They further revealed that this was the most powerful and unique form of black magic, one that hadn't been performed in 1,000 years. They reopened Jack's case and rechecked his house. There, they found a half uppercut body without the head. The soup, which they ignored at first, was of a human. They also found a secret room with a statue of Satan, indicating that he worshipped Satan. But how did they get to know that it was Jack who did all of this? The police officers found blood in the cave, so they tried to match it with the blood which was in those heads, which they preserved for later use. And they matched with one of the heads, so they understood that it was Jack. He also used black magic to vanish from places and also made deals with Satan. The news spread like wildfire again, but only for 1 month, after which all the news channels which were talking about Jack got closed. And many employees that worked in those companies started dying. The commander-in-chief, George Butler, also died mysteriously. Some say the police are still trying to find Jack, but he has never been found. The end.